Geeks and Nerds, welcome. I'm Gareth, and this is the first in what I hope will be many entries in the Geeks Journal. So, this episode we're going to be talking about a few topics, just to get the ball rolling. Moving forward, there's going to be different uploads for different subjects. So, latest trailers being released, upcoming movies, rumours and news circulating around them, recently released movies as well, and also we'll be revisiting a few classics as well, because it's always fun to go back to, as the ample collection behind me will attest to. I mean, there are certain people, certain friends of mine that have never seen a Back to the Future movie, have only ever watched Star Wars Episode 1. A friend of mine has never seen the Blues Brothers. How do you live in this world without seeing the Blues Brothers? It stumps my brain, even now, 1 year on, and she has had my DVD for a year and still not watched it. I'm holding out hope. Soon I will get it back. But I don't want to get on a rant about that right now. I want to talk about things that are happening right now. Are you ready? Let's begin. So, in recent news, Warner Brothers had announced that they had green-lit DC's new Joker movie. And whilst not much has actually been announced about it, what we do know is that it will not be part of the extended universe, linked with Dawn of Justice and Suicide Squad, none of that. So as far as we know, Jared Leto is still going to be playing that Joker. This is an origin movie starring everybody's favourite Hollywood rapper, Joaquin Phoenix. Now, it's not that I don't like the idea, I'm just wondering if there's actually any need for it. I mean, I will put my hands up and say, granted, we don't actually know that much about it at the moment. There are two things that we know about it. One, Thomas Wayne, the father of everyone's favourite Caped Crusader, will play a central role in the movie. To what degree we don't know yet, nor do we know who will actually be playing Thomas Wayne. Whether Jeffrey Dean Morgan will play that also, as he played Thomas Wayne in Dawn of Justice, remains to be seen, but I think that's just going to confuse the fans even more. I think if they're going to do it, it needs to be completely separate and completely standalone from everything else. Phoenix, I believe he's a very talented actor. I have a lot of respect for him. I'm really keen to see what he brings to the role. But the thing on every fan's lips is, does it need to be made? Do we need an origin movie about the Joker? Or do we just accept who he is and just go along with whatever happens at the time? While there have been many different takes in the comics over the decades as to where he actually came from, in my mind, the most influential backstory of which is that from Alan Moore's The Killing Joke, in which you see a number of scenarios that had led him to that point. But do we need to see a whole film about it? And how much will they actually cover in it? But then again, just because this doesn't feel like the film that we need, or want even. People said the same thing about the Solo movie, and I really enjoyed that. I'll put my hands up. It's a very divisive film, I know, but I thought it was just fun. What will be quite interesting is that with a budget of $55 million, substantially lower than that of its predecessors, that one will hope it will be more linked with more characterization. So the story is driven by the performances rather than that of the special effects, which many fans will argue is what has actually driven the predecessors of the DC movies that have come since. No. Okay, alright, hang on. Calm down. Okay, I know that we're delving into the realms of too soon to talk about, because Infinity War wasn't that long ago. People don't necessarily want to see something and have it spoiled for them. Don't worry, I would never do that. I have you covered. Okay, so if you look in the bottom of the screen, see this little sign. Okay, while that's on, and you can see this throughout when you're skipping through the video, that's fine. If you see this, you can pretty much bet that we're going to be talking about a film or TV series from the last 6 months. Okay, that's the cutoff for the time being. If people tell me 6 months isn't long enough, then fine. But at the moment, you see this, it's going to cover a topic that you may not want to hear about. But when you see it gone, that's it. So you skip ahead. I won't mind. I won't take it personally. You can go away, watch the film, come back, and have a listen. You ready? You positive? Right. Okay. Right. So, as we're all aware, Infinity War, long past, left us in a very broken, paralyzed puddle of emotion. I'm still not over it. I'm still in a pretty bad place. After we lost half of Earth's mightiest heroes and some of the galaxy's greatest heroes as well. To the effect that just because that our man Thanos here clicked his gauntleted glove, and away they flew. I mean, seriously, I've not actually been that devastated by a screen death since Alan Tudyk uttered those fateful final words in Serenity.
I'm a leaf on the wind. What?
No, I can't. I'm fine. So, the big question is, what comes next? And as is the case with everything when it comes to the internet, nothing is secret anymore. Everything is out there. There's always someone that manages to find the breaks. So here we go. Some time ago, some set photos were leaked by somebody. That there were a few details from there that do give a hint as to what they might actually be dealing with. Once again, this is all rumors. This is just me making comment on a photo that's actually come about. Could be wrong. But again, we're dealing with very spoilery territory here. So don't get angry with me. Plenty of warning. Signs right there. So as you can see in the photo, we have Ant-Man, Scott Lang, and Tony Stark. After surviving Infinity War, in what appears to be 2012 New York, with Steve Rogers in his Avengers 1 costume. So looks like we're actually in the throes of the Battle of New York at that point. You can tell that by Chris Evans' costume and his hairstyle. But if you notice in the photo, they're all wearing these circles on their hand, and the only one that doesn't have it on their hand is Scott Lang, who actually has it as part of his suit. So I think the idea behind that is, from what it looks like, is that it could potentially be some tech that Hank Pym has designed, potentially something to do with the quantum realm, and that's how they're gonna go back in time, find the Infinity Stones, and stop Thanos from getting hold of them before. So they're gonna Back to the Future to it, from what I can see. But again, all circumstantial. It's going to be fun finding out. Kevin Feige has even mentioned that Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to directly feed into the next Avengers movie. So we are about a week or two away from Ant-Man and the Wasp being released in the UK, so once I've seen it and I've got some background for you, I will happily share that. But it does look like we're dealing with more of a time travel scenario with Infinity War Part 2, we'll call it for now, because they haven't given it an official title. Many superstars have actually let slip once or twice, but it could be a red herring for all we know. Zoe Saldana said they're going back to make Gauntlet, so that gives the impression that it might actually be Infinity Gauntlet rather than Infinity War Part 2, which is a little lame. But if you look as well on the suit that Tony Stark is wearing, it's actually a S.H.I.E.L.D. tactical suit. So many fans have actually speculated that potentially he's going to be part of the security detail that brings Loki on to the S.H.I.E.L.D. aircraft carrier in the first movie before he escapes and launches the war on New York. But of course, once again, all of this is speculation. Second that I get more details and actually get it to you guys, I will naturally do so. I promise you that. Avengers 4 is currently set for release in May 2019. And if the first installment was anything to go by, we are seriously in for an emotional roller coaster. I'm not sure that even if I try to mentally prepare myself now, I don't think I'm going to be ready. I mean, there are so many unanswered questions. How many will return? How many will stay dead? How many others will die? Why is May 2019 so far away? Anyway, time will tell. Okay, so as trailers go, in recent weeks, to me, there's only one that really matters, and yeah, I think we need to take a moment to talk about Mandy. What the hell? No! Not that Mandy. Never that Mandy. This Mandy. Mandy is Nicolas Cage's latest release, aimed at cinemas for September this year, which has been getting serious buzz after its screening at Sundance Film Festival. It's set in 1983. Cage plays Red Miller, a lumberjack who lives in the wilderness with the love of his life, Mandy. And one day she catches the eye of the leader of an evil religious sect, who then conjures up a group of motorcycle-riding demons to kidnap her and bring her to him. Red then will stop at nothing to get her back, leaving a bloody mass of bodies in his wake. Okay, I mean, I don't know what to say. Really. I mean, I must have watched that trailer 10 times since it was released. I mean, I'm blown away. I'm all in. It just looks really fun. I love everything about this film. I love the style. I love the vibrant colours. The concept. It screams very low budget horror flick. Which is something that I think is really gonna stick the landing. It is something that shouldn't work. It is something, but it looks as though it is one of those things that will be so bad that it will come all the way back around and just become a classic. And with scores at the moment online from various reviewers, currently has 97% on Rotten Tomato, 7.9 on IMDb, and 82 on Metacritics.com. It's very clear at this point that is going to have quite a following, regardless of whether it will be any good or not. I think, with movies like The Room and Birdemic that exist in the world, I think this has a pretty good shot. So I think this is going to be great. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And no doubt we are going to see Nick Cage banging it out to the cheap seats in the best way possible, as only he can do. Oh, you don't believe me? Okay, check this out.
What am I, a fucking retard, man? Am I a fucking retard? Oh! know what this is! You're trying to stop me out because of this crazy little nephew being around! Well, vive la fucking France, man!
I mean, he truly is the gift that keeps on giving, isn't he? Oh hell, let's watch a couple more.
How could somebody misfile something? What could be easier? It's all alphabetical. You just put it in the right file, according to alphabetical order. You know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G,
Peter.
H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P,
Peter.
Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Huh? That's all you have to do.
Very good. You know your alphabet.
I never misspelled anything! Not once, not one time!
That's all we have time for today. On that bombshell, I think I should be on my merry. But thank you for taking the time to watch this first episode. Please stick with us. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and we'll be bringing you as much content as we possibly can. If you feel that there are certain things that you would like to see in the show, then please leave some constructive criticism. We'd be happy to take it on board and bring you the show that you want to see. Because really, I'm doing this because I enjoy it, and I want you guys to enjoy it as well. So the Geeks Journal is actually on social media as well, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you'll see the tags showing up on the screen right now. And until the next time, thanks again for watching. End of line.